started to be found in the river, presumably to wash off any incriminating fibers. At this point, police were at varying stages of identifying suspects across the different cases. 14 of the 21 cases so far had absolutely no suspects. For the others, though, they had done varying degrees of investigation. For example, police had established a strong suspect for the murder of Clifford Jones, who was found behind a shopping plaza. They had 3 witnesses who claimed they saw a manager of one of the plaza stores go into a back room with a young black child. One of the witnesses claimed he'd actually seen this manager strangle and beat the victim before taking his body to the dumpster where he was later found. Police later interviewed this manager. His alibi couldn't be corroborated and he failed 2 polygraph exams, but police didn't charge the man because the witness who'd seen this had an intellectual disability. Nevertheless, the police at the time generally agreed that there wasn't one deranged killer. The cases, at least to the police, seemed too distinct. LaTonya Wilson was the only case that suggested a sexual motive. Edward Hope Smith was the only victim that was shot. Some victims were fully clothed, while others were stripped down to their underwear or even wearing clothes that didn't belong to them. Despite this, some details did stand out as similarities across the murders. Most victims' cause of death was asphyxiation or strangulation, and the same carpet-like fibers had been found on some of the bodies. Of course, all victims were black children or young teens, which is why the Atlanta City Council applied a curfew on all youths under the age of 16 from 7 p.m. to 6 a.m. But while this measure was intended to reassure the public, the murders continued. March 2nd, 15-year-old Joseph Bell would go missing after leaving a seafood restaurant because they didn't have work for him. Curiously, the day after he went missing, Joseph, or someone claiming to be Joseph, called the seafood restaurant and said, "I'm almost dead," and then hung up.